just little things that you know what they needed more. Look, we as fighters obviously need the good names to make the fight and make it happen,
Mm-hmm.
right? But fuck the Haneys, bro. Fuck them.
Mm.
Fuck them. I'm not gonna help them when they're helping themselves, trying to keep their son in the loop. Fuck them. Fuck them.
Yeah.
You have to call it as it is. Call it a duck. I don't care. I don't care. It's a business move, and this business move is gonna show in light very soon.
Tio. Hey yo, let me just say this. Let me say that I was hearing you live. I feel like you're the takeover. I feel you take over. You could perform anywhere and take over. I don't feel like, my opinion, you should be worried about getting robbed because you feel like you got robbed even in New York, where you from, with George Cambosa.
Hmm?
So there's an opportunity. I mean, there's a way that you could get robbed any place. I look at you as, I always say, the captain of the generation, the commander in chief. Anywhere you touch, you could be anybody, any place, whether you're the underdog, whether you're the favorite. So when I heard you say that you ain't go out there because you feel like they gonna rob you, they in cahoots with Turk. In boxing, somebody's gonna be in cahoots with anybody. That's like fighting you and somebody fighting you on top rank. They may feel the same way, and if they feel the same way, they may never fight you. If Bud Crawford felt the same way that you feel, he never will fight Earl Spence in PBC. So that's how I feel. I feel like that was an easy win, easy money, and
Hmm.
added to the resume and stuff like that.
I hear you. I mean, I get it. I totally get it. But everyone's gonna speak on what they feel like. I just think that business wise, it wasn't the right move. I don't
Um,
think it was the right move.
no, we know
I
that we know you was getting shitted on already because you signed that deal. You did sign a 3-fight deal. You agreed to the
mhm,
terms. You were
mhm.
supposed to get X amount of dollars in the second fight. You wanted boots. You didn't call out.
Well, it was either Boots or anyone else of that stature,
Mhm.
but with the finance still remaining the same. It never happened. They cut the deal. They cut the deal pretty much almost equally to half.
Yeah.
So for what? It wasn't my fault. Things didn't play out the way they did, but a contract is a contract. We both signed, and things should have went that way. That's what I'm used to.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? But I think not. It's not really only just that part of the whole thing. See, with the Cambosa situation, I didn't know the position I was in then. All I had to do was relinquish the belt after killing myself, going up and down in weight
Mhm.
to make that 135. So I think that now that I know this, where I'm at now, and is in a much higher position than I once were, I think now it's time that I just start saying no and start taking away things that are not needed for me at this moment. I need to like literally expand this path and see other options. It
That
was
that that's
cool, you know what I'm saying? It was cool, but I'm in talks with a lot of other people in play, and I'd rather just hear them out before I even decide anything moving forward. You
Now I
know,
say now I say you got options. I know that I said it. I said it. Yo, the possibility of the option of Hitchison and the win of Hitchison and Cambosa. Whether Hitchison win, you got that fight in Brooklyn. If Cambosa win, that's a fight that everybody want to see because of course a lot of people still shame you. Any the blemish, the hiccup in your career was the Cambosa. So I even think Cambosa versus you, if he beats Hitchens, unification bout is a bigger fight with Devin Haney. So I know you got options. If you want to move to 147, top rank will probably want you to fight Brian Noman Jr. Um you could I believe that you could also get a winner of Manny Pacquiao and Mario Barrios. So I know you got options. So I understand that. But I also feel, and I don't know if you feel like that, but I know that the way anytime they discredit you, devalue you, it was the expense of Devin Haney. Whether it's the undisputed, the expense of Devin Haney, the time when you was going to fight Josh Taylor, and they didn't call you undisputed, they called you the unified champion versus the former undisputed Josh Taylor. That was the expense of Devin Haney because he had around the same time y'all was doing y'all promo, he had the promo with Lomachenko. He got paid more when he got with Top Rank. He got paid more to fight Lomachenko when you got paid less to fight Lomachenko. While you putting in that work for that company, outside of Bud Crawford, you're the spearhead of Top Rank.
So yeah.
So all of that is, but everything is an
But
expense
now, but
of Devin.
now, but now, what's the expense of Devin when they don't have nothing to spend it on? Because they got no other fight but Teofimo. I said no. Let him work for it. Let him work for it. I'm not just gonna give it to him on a silver on a platter. Nah, bro. Go show everyone else why you still got it. I already did my part. I'm looking to fight bigger names, and the Boots fight could still potentially be in the mix. May not be with
I did
may
say
not
that.
be may not be with His Excellency. I understand everybody wants this fight, but people wasn't really thinking about that fight. They was more in you as well. And your channel was pushing more the Boots fight than
Yeah,
the Haney
yeah,
fight.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I push the if right now, yeah, the Boots fight because I want Tio to be the 3 division lineal champion. That's a legacy fight. Both of y'all got have a great
Regardless,
momentum.
even then, that's a mega fight.
Yeah,
Regardless, it's a big fight. It's a big chance for both fighters to either make an upset or show out.
but then when that's out of the window and the only talk
Mhm.
about it, because look, if you never got into the
But you gotta
negotiation with
understand there
Devin
was,
Haney,
but you got to see the plays beforehand, and that's what I didn't like. There was a lot of sneaky plays being played.
mhm,
I could go do my part in the ring, absolutely. Feel me? However, even at this calibrated, like at this position in my time, those little shits that they've been doing on the side, Bill
mhm,
Haney pulling out the resume, promoting his son on the sideline, trying to lean their way into Teofimo route.
mhm,
You know what I'm saying? See, my thing is, since it was behind the doors, who knows if they just pushed the Boots fight and wanted the Haney fight?
okay.
So there's a
Okay.
lot of things that are a little like skeptical.
You didn't like how they try they try to
Everything's being
sabotage the
everything
Boots.
that for my legacy. That's most important. I denied a certain kind of number. It wasn't 11 million. I just said that on your channel punch to see who was gonna bite the bait. A lot of people did.
They all did. They all did.
Feel me?
But
But that wasn't it.
I
It's
know
just that and so my whole thing is that Bill Haney, Bill Haney has to have his son in this loop of
mhm,
relevancy. Got to keep him in the loop. Got to keep his son still monetizing him as the dream, the American dream Haney. Still publishing him. But what's gonna happen when they don't have a dance partner that is taking over the sport little by little, and that's Teofimo when he doesn't come in the mix? Call it a duck. I don't give a fuck because when these guys didn't want to take the fight with us
they
early
duck
in the
too.
years,
Is a
but
duck
no
too.
one said anything to him, right? So,
Now Boots ducked you.
but the
Boots
thing
ducked.
is, no one's gonna say, no one's gonna advertise it the way they're advertising this right now, right?
I mean, you already know how they got a chokehold on YouTube and on independent media and stuff like that. You know.
But that's apparently they do, right?
Yeah.
This is
Mhm,
just apparently of things like that. So let them starve. Fuck the hyenas. Let them starve.
mm.
Let them starve. Go find something. Go hunt. Go actually hunt. Everything that they put on there at the end, I didn't even sign the fucking note and they published it.
They reported. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
reported it. I didn't
Mhm.
even sign yet. I was about to. And I seen that shit and I said, you know what? This don't feel right at all. Y'all
When they
motherfuckers
went,
already publishing it prior to me even getting you back the contract to sign it.
yeah.
Y'all jumped the gun, and I ain't gonna be the one to get hit with the bullet. So I pulled back. I said, nah, I'm good. I'm chilling. You know what?
You
Fuck
are
it.
in look. I say this. I say this. To say no in that position that you in right now, 90% of the people wouldn't say no. That's some people can see it like right now. Like it's almost like I'll give you an example. Remember Dave Chappelle? When Dave Chappelle, they give him $50 million for Comedy Central, and he left. He left it on the table, and everybody called him a crackhead. Everybody called him. He went to Africa. They called him crazy, and then he came back, and now he was doing $20 million a pop for a show.
Yep.
So I understand. I look. Let's be real. Let's be honest over here. And I said this the other day. What I'm talking about, what most people are talking about was in the surface. Ain't nobody never gonna know exactly what goes behind the scenes, your negotiations, the details of it. You know what I'm saying? We're talking more like what's on the surface. What Teofimo Lopez said. If Teofimo Lopez said that, damn, he wasn't getting paid like that throughout his career, and then people hear, that's why that's why I even hit you up and I said, yo, you want to clarify that $11 million, because the thing that people are hearing is that you're complaining that you're not getting paid. But then when you say, I ain't gonna sell my soul for $11 million, they be like, but yo, you never made $11 million. But I know it wasn't $1 million that you was getting paid. But the boxing world don't know that, And then I also understand. I always say this. What Paco told me one time, and we was talking about you and the WBO president.
Business.
He said the business of boxing is none of the fans' business. We understand that, but you do put things out there, and then it's like, now we got to talk about it. Now we got to talk about it. The reason why I do feel like, in the end of the day, I feel like that's a fight that, of course, y'all been linked for so long. I feel like he is accomplished as well. I feel like his career is built off of your back. Devin Haney's career has been built off of your back.
So let him starve.
But I mean,
I never seen what they say.
Starved?
I never seen. I never seen, what is it? A trailer behind a hearse or some shit.
But it's been
But
built off of your back still.
then that's good. Then we keep it up. We pile it up.
Nah. Whip his ass. Whip his ass. That's what we at.
Yeah, but I go on principle too. Contract is contract. If you don't abide by my contract and what we signed, then para qué? ¿Por qué? I'm a prize fighter.
De verdad.
It's not. It wasn't. Look, it was an agreement prior to all this shit happened.
Facts.
They decided to whims Haney in here in this loop, right?
Mhm.
No problem. But just give me fight number 2, how we agreed on.
Mhm.
That didn't happen. That didn't happen. So I'm not gonna entertain if you're already going off the side of the contract. And it's not about being robbed. I could be robbed, whatever. I'm not going to. I'm gonna do what I can and what I know how to do.
You gonna
Right?
dictate it. You in the position to dictate shit. That's what you said.
Yes. So, but I learned that because of my experience with the Cambosa situation.
Mhm.
I'm at the pinnacle now where all I have to now is figure out where this goes. I didn't say no before when I had all the power in my hand to say no.
Yeah.
But now that it's back, I'm like, let me try it this way now.
Mhm.
Let me just try it and see where it takes me. So I'm gonna keep fighting. We're gonna see Teofimo with the best names in boxing. I don't believe that Haney showed that he is the best guy in boxing. All it shows is a storyline behind it, which is gonna be pushed in Saudi Arabia, not even in the U.S. soil. Right? I think
Yeah.
the fans deserve it to be in the U.S.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
think
of course. It should be. It should be in the
the
US.
storyline has been in the U.S. Everyone's going to be tuning in at what time, and we're going to be fighting at what time. Like Canelo said that he don't want to be back in Saudi. Like
With
there's a
Canelo
lot of
out there for
things,
like at 6 o'clock in the morning to fight, so it could be appeared here at 11 o'clock at night.
just little things that you know what they needed more. Look, we as fighters obviously need the good names to make the fight and make it happen,
Mhm.
right? But fuck the Haneys, bro. Fuck them.
Mhm.
Fuck them. I'm not gonna help them when they're helping themselves trying to keep their son in the loop. Fuck them. Fuck them.
Yeah.
You have to call it as it is. Call it a duck. I don't care. I don't care. It's a business move, and this business move is gonna show in light very soon.
Yo, let me get Gasso in the building. Gasso in the building. He said, "For if dealing with the Turk in anything like dealing with Saudi airline, I feel him. I wish the champ the very best. I just pray for activity for all the most gifted fighters. Salute, salute, Gasso in the building. Yo, look,
Absolutely. We're gonna
man,
stay active. We're gonna stay active. I
and I
might
know that
take
you're in
his.
incredible shape. I know when I heard look when I read the statement, I said, nah, this dude is in the gym every day. He's 100% ready. You know what I'm saying? I know that sometimes things got to be PR and statements got to be putting out there and stuff like that. But right away, I'm like, Man, Tio just did a live yesterday. He handed the heavy bag. He's physically, you like weighing like 152, 151. You walk around in almost your fight weight. So I know you're ready. You was ready to fight Boots. You was ready to fight Bud. So
Yeah.
I know it had to be with the uncomfortability of going out there in Saudi Arabia. I'm not gonna say
It's more than that. It's a lot more than that. But it's like, at what cost do I get if I, state it out? At what cost? Because His Excellency is making the sport, where it's at today. So I can't really speak on too much on it. But it just never met. I'm someone that goes off of. I think that's why I said what I said, and
your
I
gut
apologize
feeling.
for saying what I said.
You
But
go with your gut feeling or
my
your
gut,
intuition.
pretty much, man. And I'm a spiritual kid, bro. At the end of it all, man. And every war that I face and everything I do is always to give back to the Father that we all believe in. So,
So now,
uh,
so now that you are clarifying a lot of things, you know what I'm saying, and let's say that now is a new slate of how you're going to um share your thoughts and share what's going on in the business of boxing. It not
mhm,
by saying no to this deal,
yep.
you letting the whole world know Teofimo Lopez can't be bought. Teofimo Lopez is
I'm
going to
just
do. Teofimo Lopez is going to dictate his career the way that he feels is going to bring out the best. Is going to enhance his legacy. It's not even about it, the money is not dictating it because you could easily pick that money. You could easily went out there and get the money and get the money. It wasn't about that. So I could
no.
respect I could respect that as well.
It's. I felt like it was waited on. It was just being waited on. Everyone was just waiting on my side, and I think everyone got their plans. And to be frank with you, it's the principle. If we agreed and we signed on something, that's what it is. There
Yeah,
shouldn't be no get back. There shouldn't be no I don't like it. Let's do something new.
yeah. The way
Unless the number stays that way and the number don't change, then there's things that we could change, like increments things, like one team member can't come or this or that. Hotels will reduce, which is normal. That can happen.
yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah.
cool.
No, it's true because when you sign a deal as a fighter, they expect you to buy your contract. So when you want to leave your contract, no, you sign a contract, right? So as a
But vice
fighter,
versa.
so vice versa, you're dependent on to go by your contract. So I
Yep.
understand. Trust me, we understand. In the end of the day, fight fans
So
will say,
it's not about so-called the principle. It's not so-called the money. It's the principle behind it that I would
Mhm.
go off of. So yeah, I stood off what I believed in, and that is that these guys these guys are good for the sport, but they don't understand the box. Like they're not. Ah man, they're just not. They don't know the game of boxing, bro.
Mm,
That's what I think. I think they just don't know the game of boxing. I think they're wanting to learn. That's fine. But don't go back on your word when it's already been printed.
facts. Yeah, because you can't go back in your word when you sign things. Ron
No.
with the $20 super chat says, much respect, T.O., for standing on your legacy. You're the man in boxing. They need to start putting respect on your name. Make the best for you. We're with you.
Yeah,
Shout out
absolutely.
to
Thank
Ron.
you.
Shout out to Wrong with the $20 super chat. Yeah, man. You know how I am. I
Anybody
got on
look
here.
anybody would take it, bro. It was a lucrative deal. Don't get me wrong. Anyone would take it, bro. But it's more than that. The robbery, man. Fuck it. It's boxing, right? I
Mhm.
think I do my thing and I still go out there and perform the way I know how to and win.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel cold heartedly. I'm
However,
not.
I just like we stated out. If you want us to follow our contract when the time comes, follow yours. Follow the deal that we made. You couldn't
Mhm.
follow the deal that we made, then there goes my. Then there's no respect.
Let me read couple shits for you. Steady Gain says, "Hey yo, F the Haneys, To getting better. Fight soon. Watch. Good
Yeah,
looking out, Steady Gains."
definitely fighting soon.
Uh,
Definitely fighting soon.
Style said, "If the fight can be made in the USA, To, would you then accept the fight versus Haney?" if the
if the
fight was
fight could be made in the U.S. Hey man, to be continued. To be continued.
HLD in the building. What's good, brother? He said it's one thing to be unexpectedly robbed blindly, but in the elevator door opens and you see two dudes with gats, do you still get on like a fool? Nah, unless you got one gat too, or you fucking the expendable. What is it? If you fucking Denzel Washington in that movie?
Hmm.
Yo, and look, in the end, um, I feel like the Boots fight was the fight that I wanted to see. It was a legacy fight. If
Look,
that was the only thing on the table,
there's still things up. There's rumors, man. There's rumors of Eddie Hearn and Turkey Al not going well. There's rumors. There's rumors of a lot of things happening right now
oh
in the
yeah,
game. So who's to know if that might come back again? You know what I
yeah.
mean? It may not be for X amount of dollars, but the legacy will still be there.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe it might be the X amount of dollars and the fight is still there. There's many ways. Boxing definitely is still there where it could make the best fight the best. You know what I'm saying? It's just I've been screwed over. Pause, but I've been screwed over by this fucking industry for so long
Mm-hmm.
that it's not like a get back, but it's a get back. It's like I ain't trying to do that to y'all. I've always followed the rules, always done my part. But when is it enough? And I felt like it's never gonna be enough, so I said no.
Hey, I trust me. Yo, Tio, I understand that part because it's almost like I explained that time with Amanda Serrano. And Amanda Serrano, like for how long she is going to fight and not get her real, and then she pulled out of the Katie Taylor, and look where she at right now.
I
So
get it.
and the world of boxing got on her for pulling out. She went from about to fight in the backyard of Eddie Hearn's house mansion to fighting in Madison Square Garden,
Mhm.
$1 million. Second fight, then Dallas, 73,000 in attendance, and now the third fight. So for the moment, yeah, you know what I'm saying? We living off emotions. I'm living off emotions because I know that you could beat the crap out of Devin the Dream Haney. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but
Teofimo Lopez,
business doesn't
you
have emotions.
true, and we're not in your business. You know what I'm saying? We just have a little bit of knowledge of the business, of course. Again, we just speaking as fans. Some of us speak as. I just feel like it was an easy fight. I feel like you go to August 16, beat the crap out of Devin the Dream Haney. Shout out to Devin Haney, but I always felt like that since day one. And you beat him up, get that money, move on to the next. But if you know, you also got to be comfortable. You got to be 100% mentally and
It's not
physically.
even. It's like I beat Haney,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was promised for fight three, but it's like fight two wasn't even in play.
Yeah. So then that tournament wasn't even. Let's say if you would have fought Boots, if
If
you would
they
have fought Boots,
stood by the contract, now it's fuck that. But if they stood by everything, we wouldn't have this discussion. We'd be promoting the fight right now.
true. If would have
So who's at fault? If you want
the
to point fingers, it ain't mine.
no the
I'm just
fault
one
is
to I'm just one to express, right, which will get me in trouble a lot of times. However,
don't have to because you know what, because I don't want
but
we understand.
it's
I understand.
I really want to put a good image out there for those that are trying to make boxing great again. You know what I'm saying? However, I'm a prize fighter. You stick to my prize, you're gonna get the fighter. You don't stick to my prize, you're not gonna get the fighter.
So for the people that's just walking into the live right now, shout out to everybody. Look, it is just like a fighter signs a contract and he needs to abide for that contract. He's expected to fight for that contract he signed. The people that also draw that contract, they need to abide by the agreement that was placed. So as we all know, it was supposed to be Boots. Then Boots,
Or anyone else. It was also included Boots or any other calibrated fighter, which could also align to Haney
but you were supposed to get paid X amount of dollars.
for fight two, and then fight three will show up.
Exactly. So so of course with that agreement wasn't then what they call it in business. There's a word for it. Um
As far as what the
Like
contracts,
negotiated in bad faith. That's what it is.
yeah, there's good faith and then there's bad
Bad
faith.
faith. So it was bad faith. And anybody that knows the business understands that. So I understand. I understand that. I don't even know why you went to negotiate the first time if you wasn't happy with it. I think that's where I think people feel like, well, but you agreed on everything, and then on the 11th hour you pulled out. So on the 11th hour you pulled out because your intuition came and be like, you know what?
No, we did fight number one exactly how it was written, and then
Mhm.
fight two came in and it was changed, and it can't be changed if we signed and sealed it
But
from both parties.
what was that moment when we heard that you agreed on it but didn't sign? Like it looked like everybody agreed, you agreed, and then
No, I was
something finally.
even then with good faith, I was going to go out my way and do what I needed to do. But
Uh-huh.
before I was going in there, they published it, and then I just see a whole media outlet just ranting on this, and me and Haney, me and Haney, me and Haney, and I backed up and I said, "Y'all pushing the gun way too quick. I didn't even finish my part."
Mm.
So I was like, "Oh, this is on a different level of advertising, and I don't think it's on my behalf. It's on my good faith." So I backed out.
Mm.
I backed out. I said, "Oh no, this type of battle
Yeah,
after beating Loma, going into Cambosis, I'd rather not even entertain it because the moment I sign, that's it. I'm going
that's
all
it.
the way in.
And
That's how I
then
look at it,
and then you have to abide by the things that you signed.
right?
Like,
But as the fight as they could say, they could do whatever they feel like, right? So I
is
think
it
that everyone, I think we all just need to take a step back and really see what we want for the sport. What is it that we're trying to do? Are we trying to fuck people over or are we trying to entertain people more? Like,
mm.
which one is it? Are you trying to fuck the fighters and the people over, or are you trying to entertain and give more to the people?
So in your position as a champion, as a pound for pound fighter, lineal champion, future Hall of Fame
Can I get
fighter,
some more? Hour? Let me get some more than them. Yeah. Say again?
future Hall of Fame fighter, right? Are you in a position where you go and fight the legacy fight, but also you go and fight the fighter that you feel deserve the fight? You're not just
No, no,
going.
no. Look, I think every fighter that steps in the ring has a chance, and I think every fighter, if it makes sense for the public and they want to see it, then there you go. The best fight the best. May the best man win. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be picky. I'm not going to be picky in that regard. I
Mhm.
just felt like with the Haneys, after having a shit performance like that, don't put that weight on my back.
You got to
I'm
earn
looking
it.
for you gotta earn it now. No, sorry, boo, but it ain't gonna work like this no more.
So
We
you,
don't necessarily if we do it, it's just to help. It's just to help everyone, and it's just a satisfactory of what I already knew that he sucked. But
it's almost like what you said in the post fight interview after I think the Jermaine Ortiz fight when you lashed out and said that take out these P's got to get out of the sport. And
yeah,
if you have the power to change that, this is the way that you change. Like, yo, you ain't gonna fight like this and think you're gonna get rewarded. You're gonna have to fight, and get rewarded. You wanna fight with me? You better prove it. You're gonna have to fight, not run. You're gonna have to prove like you want this fight, not a payday. You
hey,
ain't
you
giving
say
out paydays. You ain't giving
you
out charity. You're not giving out you're not giving out charity work, charity paychecks.
there's other guys out there that want to fight Teofimo and they believe they could beat me.
Who's
Give me
that?
those type of fighters.
So you said F the Haney. So what are the what are the
We'll
give me
see.
three names.
We'll
Give me three
see.
names.
We'll
Who?
see. We'll see. Boots, Tank, fucking
Hey,
who else?
Lamont Roach. All
Shit.
of Lamont Roach wins.
Yeah, Lamont Roach is another one. That could be something. Listen, I mean, but these guys are 35 still. So at 140, if it comes to it, then we face one of the champions at 140. If it comes to it, but I think right now I'd rather leave every door open than close all of them. Leave every door open. We close maybe one big door, but
Mhm.
we left a creek at it. just to be, and we go from there. Like
What you think? What because of course the potential fights that you could have with guys are going to be fighting already. What a you got Brian Oman's fighting in Japan, Keyshawn Davis fighting,
Mhm.
Shakur Stevenson going to be fighting. Do you want to take your time and wait to these other fights that's going to be in July and June passes to see like, yo, what now I can see with the options that's really on the table. Diablo, y esa gorrita.
Colombia.
Cocaína, esa de Colombia.
Ya tú sabes.
How you feeling?
Uh,
How you feeling mentally though? Because it says 100% mentally and physically. How you feeling mentally on the real? Do you feel like you?
mentally, I'm where I need to be. I'm balanced, overall. I understand there's a lot of friction going on in my life, but all that is solvable. It's salvageable. It's all of it, man. It's everyone got something. I think that it's just that I haven't seen my son in months. This
Yeah,
whole
man.
year. I haven't seen my boy this whole year. So going into another camp, going to another fight, entertaining that, promoting, working for his behalf, absolutely. But I think
Yeah.
that after having a phenomenal win against Barboza,
Mm-hmm.
I think that I haven't even celebrated that. I've been just training, promoting, dancing. You know what I mean? And I haven't had taken the time to find that human side of me, which is being around my child.
Mm-hmm.
So I still gotta fight those custodies and those battles. I think that's the really other than that, it's everything else is good to go with the fight game. It's just that
Is the
I'm a
fight game
father.
easier? The fight game is easier than what's going on behind the scenes with not seeing your son. The fight game is a piece of cake.
I
You
mean,
fighting
listen, I
a
it's
tougher
it's a
battle.
piece of cake because I love what I do. I love boxing. I love entertaining everybody. You feel me?
Mhm.
However, not seeing your child and especially your firstborn for the whole year, I definitely could do something. I just really want to feel as a human being part of it. You know what I mean? At least part of it. Get to see him. That's a victory within itself.
Yeah,
And I was, and I thought, His Excellency would provide that for me in some way, but you know.
like the time.
Yeah, but I know His Excellency is busy. Busy guys can't rely on that. So just got to take the time to my hands and focus on what other ways I could do it for my child. I got to be there for him. I'm doing all this not just for the people, but so that he could have a father to look up to as a role model.
Mm.
Keep him away from. I mean, you know it as well as a
Yeah.
father as well. So it's what we do with it. I'm not trying to. Not just
Hey,
trying to do all this and not have my baby with me.
trust me, bro. I've been through a situation where I can't even function. I can't even. Yo, I've been through a situation where I ain't seen my son for a week, and I thought I was going. Yo, I thought I was going to die, bro. I was going. I was going to do something that I would have regretted for the rest of my life. So I understand, especially when you're a devoted father like that. You're a devoted father. You're a great father, and I pray that you know what I'm saying everything comes together. And you with
Mhm.
you with your prince. I know how much you love him. I know, and
Yep.
there's a lot of men out there that's going through the same thing. But us as men, you know, is like we don't talk out loud. We keep a lot of things inside,
Mhm.
and then but when the shit comes out, she's like it's like a machine gun. And do you feel like that
Yeah.
sometimes when people be like, "Yo, Teal's bugging out"? Is it something that yo, I don't know what I'm going through? You just it's
I just. Well, I think it's Yeah, when I had my rant, it was just mainly because I'm in the same state with him and I can't see him. You know what I'm saying? So it was just
yeah,
a lot of shit that could play the role. It's like you're winning everything, but then it's that little part, and it's like it's a humbling part. Don't get me wrong; it's learning how to work that muscle, which I'm still working on. But yeah, I mean, everyone got their problems, so I can't come out here and just explain it. And there's people that got worse problems. They're gonna be like, "Boo hoo," man up. So it's like I can't, I just got to find a solution to those problems. That's it.
hey, manning up is being there for is you wanting to be there for your son. You are manning up. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of fathers that leave their kids. There's a lot of fathers that leave because it's too hard to even deal with what they're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? People give up. So we know that you ain't gonna give up on your son. And you know,
Everyone got
Guy,
something to say. Everyone got a lot to talk about. I think that in reality, though, it's what we leave behind and what we're doing for our future. So really, what I'm trying to present now is just a better light for my child, man. I ain't trying to deal with too many things other than spending more time with him. So I gotta work on that muscle. I gotta get on calls with his mother and start boxing on the phone a little bit. Just tagging,
FaceTime,
tagging,
FaceTime.
FaceTime and shit. But nah, yeah, I know he's in good care though. Good education, good stuff like that of that nature. Um, just hey, but to everybody, man, we will be fighting soon. I know that for a fact. I
Let's
stay in the
go,
gym,
man. Keep that momentum going, man. You got a
keep the
great
momentum going.
performance.
You never know. You might see me in other platforms, and looking forward to it. I really want to thank at the same time, Turkey Al Sheikh for giving us the greatest opportunity of fighting in a historic event of Times Square in the middle of Times Square. Nevertheless, we made history, and I defended my world titles there. Looking forward to defending them elsewhere. That's all.
Hey yo, if y'all want, if any entity in boxing want entertainment, you already know you're one of the most entertaining fighters in the sport of boxing.
I'm gonna give
Um,
it to y'all.
and that's the reason why even if when you say some things that rubs people in the sport of boxing the wrong way, they gotta tolerate it because the skills and the excitement they just can't go away from it. They need that takeover. The boxing fan, hey yo, everybody got their name and everybody got Teofimo Lopez name in their mouth, and
I'm
it's
gonna need a
like
commission, man. I'm gonna need a commission, bro. Find a way.
it's
Nah, I'm
like
fucking with
it's
you.
like what you said, what Floyd said. Whether they talk good about you or bad about you, man, they talking about you. And
Ain't
the word,
nobody else. Look, ain't nobody else he invited into his gym by himself and dropping that knowledge for 2 hours, other than Teofimo. And I'm grateful for that. Ain't nobody else, chopping it up with Oscar De La Hoya in that same time frame. Nobody else linking up with PBC and Pierre. Like,
shout out to
it-
PBC, Lou the Cuba,
so
Al
like
Haney.
a lot of good things, and I'm grateful for each and every one of them.
Yo, what's good? HLD with a $10 super chat says everyone else more stressed out than Tio says. All I need to know, all I know to know, especially the Haneys. No payday for you bitches. Your plan failed, even with an entire bought media acting like you're prostitutes. If the Haneys listening right now, of course you already sent the message, not give them the fight. What was the final message for today to the Haneys?
Say again.
What's the final message for the Haneys if they listening right now? You already sent a message that you know what I'm saying by not signing the deal. So what's the final message? What you want them to know
To the Haneys.
to the Haneys? The Haneys listening right now. If
In
they
the
are.
words of Lions Only, Jamal Charlo, fuck the Haneys.
You hear that? But you got options. You got options. Hopefully you get that.
Teofimo got options. Fuck the Haneys. They got no option. You wanted to go to my gym, Box Art Gym. You wanted to go over there and pull up. You need a guy like me so you can point your fucking finger
And
and
say
say
that's
that's the
the bad.
bad guy.
So what that makes you? Good? You know good.
Mm-hmm.
You
You
just
know
know how to
good.
lie.
You just know how to lie
Me,
behind the media. I'm just kidding.
I always tell the truth, even when I lie. So say goodnight to the bad guy. It's gonna be a long time you seen another bad guy like me. I tell you that.
Yep. You know it,
Yeah.
man.
Yo, man,
But we
Tio.
excited, man. We excited to bring more to the sport, add different names to the resume, and really entertain everybody. Don't lose faith in Teofimo because we just getting started. We're gonna be
Oh
fighting
no,
a
we
lot
don't
this
lose
year.
play.
I believe it.
I'm rocking with you 100%. I just wanted you to kick fucking Devin Haney's ass. You know what I'm
I
saying?
know, I get it. Of course, of course, of
You
course,
feel me? You
of
feel me?
course.
I'm
Yeah.
tired of. I feel like he's built his career off and shout out to Devin Haney. But I'm just saying. I think that
Oh,
any
fuck that. Fuck them, man. They don't fucking they don't did so many different bullshit to that shit, man. I read between the lines when they lost to Lomachenko. Unanimous decision, just like when I beat Lomachenko, unanimous decision. Yeah, get the fuck out of here. Like I knew that. I knew that. I knew my father was like, no, Loma won. I was like, nah, they're gonna give it to Haney. Because if he loses to Loma, what does that make me?
You're learning like you're learning now the politics of the sport of boxing. That's
No,
where you
just
at right now.
learning I'm understanding. I'm not learning. I'm just understanding every piece that's being made and then the chessboard. If you want to call this chess,
So where you at? Where you at in the chessboard?
I didn't even start the game. You can't
Damn,
play if you don't start.
damn, you already a two-time lineal champion. You haven't even started yet.
I haven't even done mine yet. I haven't even played. No,
Dang.
you beat it every time you beat a guy in a different weight. You know, you go into a new face. You got to fight, right? So I'm not even playing. Not
Who
yet,
you?
at least.
You're probably gonna say you don't give a damn, but who you want to win? Richardson Hitchens or George Camboso? Who you rather fight? Who you rather fight more? Cam or
Put
Hitchens?
him in front of me, and we'll beat him.
Good,
I
good.
think people want to see me in a rematch, and I think Hitchison is a great fight. So either or.
Whichever lingers. Well, I think if Cam wins, of course, I think that's
How about
even.
this? I'll leave it to boxing. The boxing ring is going to decide it that night.
Is everybody good? Like the whole team, is your manager good with the situation, and you know they got your back. They got your back with the decision that you made. They rock with you 100%. Or you know people are a little mad or which.
Team is good. It's a power team.
Okay.
Everybody's okay with Teofimo. You know what I'm saying? I have a great team, great support system. You know what I mean? And you know they just gotta work around it now. That's all it is, and they have plans for it. You know, it's not something that was a shocker. It's just more so of the fact that all right, cool. We already got B and C in play, so we'll start working on those. I mean, it's always something. You never know with boxing, right?
Yeah.
In
Yeah,
the
everything
ring
can
and
change.
outside the ring.
I said I've been saying it all these days ever since you signed with them that you with the best team, you with the best manager right now. He secured a big
Keith
deal.
Connolly
Keith
and Mike
Conley.
Boré.
Yep. They secure that Chris Eubank and Connor Ben. They secure the Edgar Berlanga Canelo Alvarez, the Edgar Berlanga and Shiraz, the Richardson Hitchens, George Cambosa. They secure that Times Square card. They did almost secure the 3-fight deal, but things
No, they
didn't.
did secure it. They
They
did
secure,
secure it,
but they did. People didn't
but the other party decided not to go with fight 2 and 3.
exact.
So, but they did secure it. Shout out to my lawyers too. They everything was signed before we did Barbosa 1. Everything was signed.
Yeah. So yeah, man, they don't. That's what it is, folks. Whether you people, if people like it or not, in the chat, whoever's listening, no one's gonna catch the playback. Hey yo, they ain't abide by the contract, and we all know in life when you don't abide by the contract, even if there's a contract of your apartment, if you don't abide by that contract, they're kicking you out of your apartment. If you don't abide by that car note, they're gonna tow your ish.
Yep.
So when the same thing in the sport of boxing, he signed a contract, he kept his end of the bargain. He went Times Square. He masterclass performance versus Arnold Barbosa. He needs that payday second fight. It wasn't there, so he made a decision. It is what it is. Business is business.
Nothing personal.
Not personal. Business
Fuck the
is
Haneys.
a lot of the word. Now you sticking it to them. You sticking it to them, oh man. What's your plan B, Bill? What's your plan B, Devin?
Now they got a right to Hitchison. And Hitchens over there talking about them. So, you know, they working their violin right now.
Shit.
They working their violin. Now they got a right to that. Ain't nobody want to see Cambosa's Haney 3. That's for sure. That's for damn sure.
I don't know what's good that next option. That's what it is.
Well, there's many options for Teofimo, and I'm grateful for that. Right. You never know. The Haneys might use this as a boost of motivation to really kick ass for the next guy they face. And then we can get a fight. But you got to show us something.
So that's not out the question. The fight is still the fight is a still possible fight. It should the fight should people still anticipate that fight?
It's boxing, baby. Anything goes. So, you know
Should
what I mean?
people anticipate that fight in the future? Tio, give us a yes or no.
It's boxing, baby. It's boxing, baby. You just never know.